So basically, hi everyone. So today's lesson we're going to be doing the Japanese children's story of Momotarou. If you haven't already, you can... Oh wait, let me share my screen. Okay, great. So if you just join the screen that I'm sharing, you'll be able to see the PowerPoint that I've put together. So what we're going to be doing first of all is we're going to be just going through a bit of context about Momotarou, and then we're going to look into the story, which I posted in basic reading. So if you want to check the story out, if you haven't already, you can download it. But we're going to go through the PDF that's there, which is just the full story, and look at the Japanese in it and try and understand what's going on. So let's go. So if you haven't heard of Momotarou, or if you have, here's a little introduction. Let's see if this works. Let me know if there's any problems with the sound, because I'm going to play a video. Oh, hold on. I've still got my Spotify on. Let me just turn that off. Okay, great. Before I start as well, if you've got anything during the lesson that you've got any questions, or if there's any comments you'd like to make, if you could put them in the study room chat, that would be best. If you want to talk, then I'll give the option for you to, I'll give the space for you to talk at the right places, but keep your mic off throughout the lesson, just so we can run the lesson smoothly. As yeah, also this lesson is being recorded as well, so if you don't want to speak, then that's fine. The recording goes onto this server's YouTube channel, which has lessons from previous streams that we've done, so you can check those out as well, and that will go on there as well if you want to go back and look at the lesson again. Okay, so let's begin. If there's any problem with the sound, just mention it on the study room chat.
Momotarou! どんぶりかっしり酸っぱいぽどんぶりかっしり酸っぱいぽ昔おばあさんが川へ洗濯に行き流れてきた桃を拾って帰ってきたそうな。桃を食べようと割ろうとしたら自然にパッカッと割れて中から男の子が生まれたと。桃太郎と名付けて育てると力が強うなって山で大きな松の木を根元から引き抜いて帰ってきた。村の人が力の強い桃太郎さん、鬼が出てきて悪いことをするから退治してくださいと頼んできたと。桃太郎はおばあさんの作った日本一のうまいきびだんごを腰につけて鬼退治に出かけていった。犬が出てきて
「桃太郎さん、お越しのものは何ですか?」
と。
日本一のうまいきびだんご、一つ食えば10人力、半分やるから仲間になれ。
犬と猿とキジを仲間にして力を合わせて悪い鬼を退治したそうな。昔こっぷり。
Okay, so that's a little summary of the story. You probably noticed that there wasn't any English subtitles. That's because before I explain what the story is about, based on that video, were you able to work out what the story was about? Is there anything you could hear in Japanese that you understood? Or if not, just mention it in the study group chat as well. Basically the aim of, yeah, basically the reason why I didn't put English subs is because I don't want to, I just want to see where everyone's at, really. Okay, you could understand. That's cool. And also, have you heard of the story before as well? No doubts. Okay, that's great. You read it before. Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, have you read it in Japanese or English? I wonder. Okay, Japanese. Oh, this is good. So most of this you might already know. Well, that's cool. So just to get a context of where everyone's at, so that's good. So we'll go into a bit of the context of the story first anyway. Some stuff that you might not know about the story. So there are several versions of this Momotarou story, but the widely popular version that we have today was formed more in the Edo era. Mosh Mosh, welcome. And it's based on a legendary story. I don't think it's true. And it's based on the demons are actually based on the clan that was causing trouble in the town, and this other clan dispatched Momotarou, who in this legend is called Mikoto, to kill the prince of the Ura clan, which in the Momotarou story is the demon. The castle in question, where the Ura clan was, is an actual location, which was in the Kibi region of Japan, which is where Okayama is, Okoyama, and sort of where Hiroshima prefecture are. And so in that location, there's a lot of pride, I suppose, from the people that they've got such a famous children's story located around where they live. And this is one of the locations of where the legend took place again. And why a peach? Because Momotarou obviously came out of a peach, and peach is a speciality of the Okayama prefecture. They have actually some of the best peaches in Japan, I've read, and they have the climate to produce such really nice peaches. A feature of their peaches is that they have white peaches out of several varieties. If we look at the kanji of Momotarou, it literally means peach boy. So Momo obviously is peach, and Taro is a name in Japanese given to boys and suggests strong and masculine. You got the Tai, which this kanji means fat or plump. The kanji without the little dash at the bottom is just big, but with the dash at the bottom, you can think of it as extra flab, so it's a bit plump. But actually, Momotarou isn't presented as plump, and this is because in this context, the idea of being fat suggests being full, nourished, and well-fed. So it's not a negative nuance in Momotarou's name to have that kanji. And then the other part is what I found as sun, and you've probably heard of this phrase, which includes this kanji, which is yaro, which you probably hear in a lot of anime, in a very sort of strong, impolite way. You have words like shinro, which is bridegroom, and you have another children's folklore, which is kintaro, which is obviously like golden boy. So there are many other children's folklore in Japan, as you'd have different folklores in different countries. So yeah. So we're going to look at how we're going to read this story today. So what we're going to do is we've watched the video showing the story, so you get an idea of how it goes. So you've explained to me what the story is about. Now we're going to read the story page by page and kind of work out what's happening. What I don't want to do in this lesson is, when we're reading, is to basically go through every sentence to say, what does this mean? What does this mean? The idea of when you want to try and learn to read in Japanese, or any language for that matter, is to read something simple like the text that we're about to read, but try and work out what's going on based on what you can understand. We will break down some of the vocabulary and the grammar as we go through the lesson, but we'll just try our best to go through the story as fluently as possible, as if we're actually reading a book. And we'll discuss some cultural points as well related to the story. There's a few, not much, but we'll talk about that. And as we go through, I'll explain some tips on how you can read Japanese yourself. I've got a really useful resource to show at the end of the lesson, so if you can stick around till the end, I'll show you that. And it should be really useful to use and take away. Okay, so we're going to share the screen now, and I'll just load up the PowerPoint where you can have a look at the story. Good thing is I'm using Adobe Reader, so as we go through the lesson, I will make sure to make notes, and so that means if there's some points or some vocabulary, I'll explain it. If there's anything in the lesson, any vocabulary or any grammar points that you're unsure about, just message in the study room group chat, and we'll go through it and we'll explain it. So I'm going to read the story, and yeah, hope you enjoy. I tried reading this earlier. It's kind of fun, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. Also, good thing about this story before I start is, as you can see, there's the hiragana readings for every single kanji in the story, so hopefully if there's any kanji that you cannot read, you can see how to read it at the right hand side of the kanji. Okay, also for those of you who've joined, just a reminder, as I'm reading, if you can keep your mics off, and if you've got any questions, then just ask in by typing in the study room group chat. Okay. Actually, before I start, is there anyone who wants to say anything on the voice chat? Or anyone's got any questions or anything? Nope. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's start. So, あるところにおじいさんとおばあさんが住んでいました。おじいさんは毎日山へ木の枝を取りに行きました。おばあさんは川へ洗濯に行きました。ある日、おばあさんが川で洗濯をしていると、どんぶらこ、どんぶらこと、とっても大きな桃が流れてきました。おばあさんはびっくりしていました。ありゃまあ、大きな桃だ。持って帰って、おじいさんと一緒に食べましょう。そして、桃を家へ持って帰りました。Okay. Anyone got any questions? Everyone understands what's read? Okay, cool. Let me just try my pencil to see if it works. Okay, awesome. So, I might just make some small points as we're going along. There's some stuff. Eda. Good question. So, Eda is a branch. So, this is ki, which is tree. Eda is a tree, is a branch. Obviously, if we've got the not particle, which is our possessive particle, if we've got ki before it, which means tree, sorry, I'm having problems with the pen, and we have eda afterwards, then we've got tree branch, basically. So that's what it is. Yeah, my pen's, oh gosh. You know what I mean, That not, it's not the peach, it's the possessive particle. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So there's our Oba-san character washing, and she sees a peach. Okay. 夜になりました。山からおじいさんが帰ってきました。おばあさんは、おじいさん、見てください。大きな桃でしょと言いました。わあ、本当に大きな桃だ。おじいさんは喜びました。おばあさんは、さあ、おじいさん、一緒に食べましょう。と言って、桃を切りました。Okay. Um, could, could you guys just write, actually, in the study group what you think is going on here? Just so I can see you understand or not? As you do that, I'm just gonna point out little details regarding certain particles. For example, you probably know that tot here. Oh, okay, the tot, as you can see. Let me just switch to the highlighter because I'm having problems with this. Okay, the tot here. it's not working today, is it? Ah, here we go. Tot. Tot is quotation particle. Obviously, you're going to see that a lot after speech. But you, when you see wa after a name and then the quotation, you know that it's this person that's saying what is in the brackets. Sometimes you might see this, for example, where you've got the quotation and then you've got no to, and that's because instead of saying to imashita, which means, oh, this person said it, we've just got the person who said it marked by wa and how they're saying it afterwards. So you usually find that there's going to be this pattern of brackets, quote, and then the person speaking, and or you're going to get the person speaking wa, quote, to imashita. Okay. So yeah, it's fairly easy grammar, I think. But again, if you got any questions, just let me know. If you're typing anything about summary, just yeah, leave it. Yeah, keep typing. I can see someone's typing. Okay. I'll just wait a bit and then I'll start. The grandmother went to the hills to wash their clothes, saw a big peach and carried it home. Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. Cool. And so now in this case, they think, oh, let's cut the peach and let's eat and have a meal for dinner. So next part. すると、桃の中から可愛い男の子が出てきました。おじいさんとおばあさんはとてもびっくりしました。わあ、子供が出てきた。元気な男の子だ。二人には子供がいませんでした。だから二人はとても喜びました。おじいさんは言いました。この子は桃から生まれてから名前は桃太郎だ。Okay. Just a quick note, obviously you got this suruto, and this is just referencing to the action that they did before, which is the kirimashita, which is cutting the peach open. So suruto is when they were doing something, and that's implying the cutting the peach ready to eat it, the out of the middle of the peach a baby came out, or in this case a cute boy or baby, akachan. Okay. So next part. 桃太郎はおじいさんとおばあさんの子供になりました。桃太郎はご飯をたくさん食べて大きくなりました。No worries. Thank you for coming. No worries. This will be recorded, so if you want to watch it after, you can. But yeah, thanks for coming. Okie dokie. そしてとっても強くなりました。その頃、村に悪い鬼たちが来て、村の人たちの金や大切なものを取っていきました。村の人たちはとっても困っていました。この鬼たちは鬼ヶ島に住んでいました。ある日、桃太郎はおじいさんとおばあさんに言いました。おじいさん、おばあさん、私はもう子供じゃありません。鬼ヶ島へ行って鬼と戦います。そして鬼が取ったものを返してもらいます。おじいさんとおばあさんは言いました。危ないからやめなさい。でも、桃太郎は大丈夫ですと何回も言いました。おじいさんとおばあさんは、そうか、それでは行ってきなさいと言いました。Do you know what's happened here? Forgive me for my bad acting, but just do you know what's going on so far based on the story? And what I'll do as you're typing that, just for people who are watching the recorded version, I'll just probably make some notes. You couldn't understand this page. That's great. Okay. So what we've got, let's break it down. So what we can do is, first of all, to break it down, we've got one section here, which is the boy, because we're carrying on from the previous sentence. One day, Momotarou said, and then what's he saying? He doesn't actually say said here, it says Momotarou wa, and then it's implying that it's Momotarou that's speaking here. This neat particle suggests that everybody here is who he's speaking to. So he's speaking to the Oji-san or Oba-san. So he's saying, Oji-san, Oba-san, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm going to go to the Onigashima Island. So this is the island where the demons come from. And I'm going to fight the demons. Therefore, and, soshite is like an additional point. Also, the stuff that the demons have taken, I'm going to bring back. So kaisu means to return. And we've got totta, which is from toru, to take. So we've got tottamono, which is things that are taken. So here, it's dangerous. Yamenasai. Don't, which means stop. Don't go. And then he says, Momotarou says in response, I'll be fine. So you can see in this section, this is Momotarou's speech. In this section, we've got the parents respond. Here, Momotarou speaks. Here, the parents speak. So we've just broken it down. So he says, I'll be fine, because Nankai is repeated. So he's repeating, he's saying, Daijoubu, daijoubu. And then the parents are like, I see, soka. Soredewa iteki nasai. Okay, take care of yourself. Iteki nasai is sort of to say, it doesn't translate well in English. You probably heard it already. But it just means see you later. But it's like you're staying in the house and someone's leaving the house or the place of residence, and you're staying. So obviously you got here the demons have come and terrorized the village. But yeah, so if you've got dialogue that you sort of don't understand, it's try and look for the bits that are repeated. For example, Jisun or Basan, the parents. Try and look for obviously Momotarou. That's going to give you little checkpoints of who's speaking, and also if it's manga, you can sort of look at the pictures and try and work out what's kind of going on based on the pictures. Welcome, thanks for joining. We're just halfway through the story. Oh, hi. Everyone's joining. Okay, welcome. We're just a bit of the way through the story, so if you just join the screen, you'll be able to see what's going on. Yeah, so brilliant. Is that okay, by the way? Do you understand what's going on in the story? Okay, excellent.
Yes.
Brilliant. Hi.
Sorry, weren't you talking to me?
Oh no. I was talking to Chan, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I did say hi to you when you joined because I just saw you join.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. If you guys just keep your mic muted now, and then when I'll just say when you can unmute your mic if needs be. But if you've got any questions during the story, just mention it, and we'll basically just we can just go through the questions, anything at all. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys know the story of Momotarou, but we've just got a peach boy. A guy's born out of a peach, and he's gonna fight some demons. That's basically a summary so far of where we've got up to. Momotarou is about to fight some demons. Okay. So you gotおばあさんはきびだんごをたくさん作りました。おじいさんは旗を作って、その旗に日本一と書きました。桃太郎はきびだんごと旗をもらって、おじいさん、おばあさん、ありがとうございます。では、行ってきます。と言いました。そして、元気に歩き始めました。Okay. Understood what's going on so far? Just message in Study Room just to see if you get the story. I think some of you have read this already, so that's okay. Okay. Oh, really slower than you. That's no worries. The important thing is I remember you said you read it and you understood what you read, which is good. Again, the important thing is not necessarily reading faster or slower, but just getting a feel for what's going on, and just trying to understand the story as best as you can. And then with experience, you get faster. But yeah, you asked what kibidango is. Hey, good question. Can you work out what it is? If you break down the word kibidango, what word can you see in there that you might recognize? Food. That's your clue. There's one word in there. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, kibi. Hold on. They say kibi dango. Hold on. So it's kibi dango, not tango, but dango. Yeah. Let me just switch actually, because I did a little slide for this. Switch to the PowerPoint. Okay. So actually, kibi dango. You go dango. Kibidango. I should say dango, not dango, my bad. Which is a Japanese dumpling made from the flour of kibi, which is a type of plant that you can extract flour from. And so, this is a regional, I'd say, food in Okayama Prefecture, and it's not to be confused with the sweet that's also called kibidango, and that sweet is a specialty again from Okayama Prefecture, and they're each, I think there's about 15 confectionery companies that in Okayama that produce kibidango, and they all use a Momotarou story as part of advertising their product. As you can see here, you have Momotarou in the middle, and you have the demon on the left side, and these three other creatures are animals that we're going to meet in the story as we read on. So that's what kibidango is. It's really famous, obviously, because it's part of the Momotarou story. So a little bit of cultural context there, and so we'll just, let's see where we're going. Okay, so the next part. 少し歩きました。すると犬がワンワンと走ってきました。Yeah. 犬は桃太郎に聞きました。桃太郎さん、桃太郎さん、それは何ですか？桃太郎は答えました。あ、これはとっても美味しいきびだんごだよ。一つください。いいよ、あげるよ。桃太郎は犬にきびだんごをあげました。私はこれから鬼ヶ島へ行くよ。そして鬼と戦うんだ。ワンワン、じゃあ私も一緒に行きます。Okay, so we've got our first, as you saw in the suite, that was... Did it look like a dog though? I can't remember if it looked like a dog in the suite. But yeah, we've got our first companion. Any questions before I move on to the next page? Also, I probably forgot to mention, but in case you didn't know, here when we talk about kibidango, it's we've got the hata here, which is flag. So obviously here's the flag that he's holding that says Nippon Ichi, which is I guess Japan's best, because he's it's a really strong kid. Can we get kibidango? I wish. I've heard that kibidango, the sweet, is very soft and fua fua mochi mochi, soyu kanji, very soft and fluffy. I wish you could get the ingredients to make it here. It would be nice. Hold on a minute. Okay. So there we go. That's our next creature. Does anyone know what the name of that is in Japanese, by the way? Of this thing. And just put it in the study room chat. Don't want to give it away just yet. Yeah. It's a monkey. It's a saru. So, so saru is monkey. Actually, you're gonna see the kanji here in a second. So, Momotarou wa, hold on. Momotarou wa inu o tsurete mata skoshi arukimashita. Suru to saru ga kya kya to detekimashita. Momotarou-san, Momotarou-san, それは何ですか？これはとっても美味しいきびだんごだよ。一つください。いいよ、あげるよ。桃太郎は猿にきびだんごをあげました。私はこれから鬼ヶ島へ行くよ。そして鬼と戦うんだ。キャッキャッ、じゃあ私も一緒に行きます。 Okay. So, what we've got in the story, you can probably work out what's going on. But it's repeated from the dog. So, exactly the same dialogue as the dog. We have a similar dialogue with the monkey as well. Yeah. I'm glad you enjoy the voice. Oh dear. So we're gonna move on to the next page. If there's any questions, just let me know. Sounds good at mimicking different voices. Now I've got a bunch of voice actors here doing it. No, I'm joking. Say you there. Okay, let's hold on. Let's get this. Yeah, so tatakao means to fight. Exactly. And this is what I wanted to do with the story actually. I'm glad you put that out. Because again, you can just pick up based on what's going on in the story what different verbs mean. So because you got the oni here, we can't imagine this would mean anything other than fighting. He's not going to make friends with the oni, so maybe he's going to challenge them or fight them. So yeah, again we've got this tsurete, and that's just bringing along someone, specifically someone and not something. That would be mottekuru, to take something, but we're taking a living thing, so what tsurete is what we're going to use. Yeah, so I think that's it on that page. But yeah, tatakao means to fight. Okay. I'll just wait for you to finish typing and then I'll carry on. Wonder if you can guess what this creature is though. Lisa says boku wo tsurete susumu ongurenge. I don't know. Is that an anime? I don't think I know that anime. It's a song. Ah, okay. So that means I'm gonna. Oh, okay. We'll probably listen to that after. I don't think I've heard of it. But I think you guys have. So there we go. OP from Demon Slayer. Ah, okay. I see. Okay. So there you go. You've heard Surete before. Cool. Yeah, I thought it was K-pop from Lisa. Lisa sounded K-pop. Okay. Let's continue with the story. So, Momotarou は犬と猿を連れてまた少し歩きました。すると、キジがクークーと飛んできました。桃太郎さん、それは何ですか？これはとっても美味しいきびだんごだよ。一つください。いいよ、あげるよ。桃太郎は生地にきびだんごをあげました。私はこれから鬼ヶ島へ行くよ。そして鬼と戦うんだ。じゃあ、私も一緒に行きます。鬼ヶ島は遠くにあります。桃太郎と犬、猿、キジは疲れるときびだんごを食べてまた歩きました。Okay. How does people feel about that so far? Let me know. If there's any questions, I think again it's pretty much the same dialogue again with the pheasant. This is our kiji. It's our pheasant. So yeah. So basically, what we get is that they're going on the journey, and they are eating kibidango to try and keep themselves going when they get tired. Okay. let's see. Momotarou たちは hold on. Okay, cool. 桃太郎たちは海に着きました。鬼ヶ島は海を渡って行かなければなりません。hold on. 鬼ヶ島は海を渡っていかなければなりません。みんなは船に乗りました。犬がいました。One! Wait, what was it? One! 桃たちさん、鬼ヶ島はまだですか？その時、キジが大きな声で言いました。ああ、鬼ヶ島だ。She's trying to remember the voices. 鬼ヶ島が見えました。キジは私が見てきますと言って鬼ヶ島へ飛んでいきました。キジは帰ってくると言いました。ケン鬼たちは酒を飲んだり歌を歌ったりしています。Question here, what are the demons doing? And what has her Kiji, what has the Kiji done? There's a question. What's that? Good. Hold on. Let me find where that is. It's good. Yeah, the demons are drinking alcohol. It's good. Ah, 海に着きました. That is means to arrive. So what you have is you have tsuku and kiru that share the same kanji, and kiru means to wear, but tsuku means to arrive at a location. So that's what that means here. I'll just put it down in the chat. So, 海に着きました is how you'd say you've arrived at the sea. And also, before the 着きました, you have the neat particle, and that's important because the neat particle is telling us specifically that we're going towards something. So when you're saying 着きました, include neat before you say that verb to say that you're going towards, you're arriving towards a location, basically. It is the same kanji from Kiru. Again, it's really strange why they share the same kanji, but they just have different. They just have different hiraganas at the end. But literally, that's it. Kiru and Sku, and it's completely different meanings. Kiru to wear and Sku to arrive. But I think that's the only case where I've seen one kanji with two completely different verbs, so it should be easy to remember with just the one example. But yeah, that's what that means. So the demons are drinking alcohol, and they're also singing, so they're having a good time. And who has informed Momotarou about what the Oni are doing? What character? Yeah, Kiji. The bird. Okay, so now we've got a full-out brawl. Okay, so 船が鬼ヶ島に着きました。桃太郎と犬、猿、キジは島の中へ入ってきました。鬼たちはお酒をたくさん飲んで大きな声で笑ったり話したりしています。寝ている鬼もいます。桃太郎は鬼たちを見ると、私は日本一強い桃太郎だと言いました。そして 刀を出して鬼たちと戦いました。犬も猿もキジも鬼たちと戦いました。犬は鬼を噛みました。猿は鬼を引っかきました。キジはくちばしで鬼をつつきました。Okay, so question, what's happening and yeah, what's happening? You can probably have a guess. And then once you've got that, the second question would be, what are the animals doing specifically? Yeah, Kuchibashi is his beak, which leads you to try and work out what the other animals are doing and what is the Kiji doing with his Kuchibashi. Yeah, I can tell you the verbs. I just want to see if you can work out anything, and then I'll explain everything else. But try and guess the meaning without a dictionary or anything. So the bird's probably pecking, okay. The verbs that the animals are using. So, okay, if you look at the dog, what would the dog be doing? What does a dog do? Okay, yeah, a dog is biting. So kamu or kamimashita or kamimasu is biting. Monkey's a bit difficult because what might a monkey? Well, imagine what might a monkey do if it's trying to attack. Have a guess. Beat? Sort of. Dance? Maybe. Although, I mean, does it have a picture? It's probably not. It's probably not really a monkey. I'd probably say it's more of a cat. A cat probably does it. I feel like it's more of a cat. With that, what do cats do if they're in a kibun gawari? They scratch. Yeah. So actually, it's not quite pushing, which would be osu would be to push, but yeah, hikakimashita or hikaku is to scratch. And then yeah, finally the kiji wa is pecking. Interesting, we have the particle de, and in this case de basically means by means of doing something. So in that case, what's before the de, as you just said, kuchibashi is our beak. So by means of the beak or with the beak, the oni is being pecked. The o, as you can see, is the particle that's used to say who's getting the action done to. So the oni is the one getting bitten, the one getting scratched, and the one getting pecked to near death. And finally, I'll just make a final point. You probably saw it in the previous slide with the previous page, sorry, with non-dari and utari, but you've got this tari form, which is just a way of listing verbs. So how you have to, which means and or ya for nouns, when we're listing verbs, we use tari to just list. And tari doesn't mean a specific order, whereas when we had things such as here, for example, katana o dashite here, this is chronological order. The te at the end of a verb means this action happens and then the next action happens. But yeah, as you've just said, yeah, no chronological order. It's just, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. With the te at the end of the verb, it's saying this verb happens. So katana, which I don't think I need to explain what it is. I hope you know what katana is, because it's pretty well known in English, I guess. I think it is. But it's, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. If anything, it just, yeah, that doesn't look like a sword, but okay. So yeah, so there we go. So we'll move on to the next page, unless anyone's got any questions. Nice play, thank you. This is what I carry to protect myself. No sharp edges. It would be absolutely useless. See, that's a proper katana. That's a proper katana. Oh dear. So nice try. Okay. So next part. Itai! Itai! 鬼たちは泣きました。桃太郎たちはとっても強かったのです。鬼たちはもう戦うことができませんでした。一番強い鬼が言いました。ごめんなさい！ごめんなさい！よし！わかった。これからはもう悪いことをしてはいけないよ。とママトロが言いました。鬼は、はい、もう悪いことはしません。村の人から取ったものは全部返します。と言いました。Okay, so what's happened here? Oh gosh. That's a very good question. This no is describing, it's like koto, no. It's saying a statement. I'm trying to find a way to describe it. But like how you have koto to describe a noun, this is like saying they were the strongest, if you like, or they were the strongest. It says totomo tsuyokatta no desu. It's saying they were the strongest. Yeah. It's sort of got a tone of explaining what is saying a reason behind something. So you might say, for example, if somebody's said a sentence of why are you eating that? Because you might say yeah, let me think. Skattan desu, for example, skattan desu or tsukatta no desu. Because I'm tired, I want to eat something. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong verb. So I'm trying to think of an example, but basically what you've got, skarettan desu. That's it, sorry. Skarettan desu. So the not is just the but it's when you're using not, it feels more, I guess, written, whereas is something you'd more use in speech, and it's sort of explaining what's the reason behind something. So for example here, the demons were crying, and Momotarou and the gang were very strong. And it's almost saying that because they were very strong. Yeah. So it also, it sounds more elegant. So it's sort of explaining what the tone of what's going on, why something's happening. It's got that sort of tone. So they were crying, and here it's showing that Momotarou were the strongest. I know you have the not and koto also, which is what I was thinking it was at first, but not and koto as noun, so everything before it becomes a noun, but that's not the case in this instance. It's just explaining what was the outcome. The outcome was that Momotarou and the guys, other animals were the strongest. Yeah, so hope that makes sense. It's something where probably, again, you don't need to see examples of it. Just see other examples of that being used and try and see what's going on and see if you can find that sort of tone in the context that you read it next time you're reading something. See if you can see if it explains something or it's making some sort of statement or something like that. I believe you get noda as well at the end of something, which is also again sort of making a statement. Yeah. Okay. So verbs here, I'll just probably put out the verbs nakimashita, which is crying. This is the koto I was talking about, where everything before it, I mean everything before it, I mean when you break up the sentence into sections, obviously you got this is its own section, this tatakao, and this koto. So this isn't related to the mo. It sort of is actually, this mo. So this is the first part of the sentence, onitachi wa, separated by the particle, and then this is no longer fight, and this koto just makes it all into a noun. So they could no longer fight. So this is can not, and then this is fight. So the action of fighting they could no longer do, basically. And you can use this koto ga dekimasu or koto ga dekiru for I think any verb really. If you want to make a point of as for this particular action I cannot do, then you can use that koto ga dekimasu form. Okay. Yeah, so I think that should explain everything. Is there any other questions? I think that's it. I think it's also important when you're reading in Japanese as well, whether it's listening to a voice that's reading it out to you or reading it out loud yourself. And I say that with any language, it's good to try and read it out loud so you can get used to pronunciations and the flow of a sentence. When you're reading in your head, sometimes you might have a tendency to start over a sentence, or you might not be pronouncing it correctly. And reading in your head is so much different to reading out loud. You kind of feel the fluency is different. So I'd recommend practicing to read out loud. Whether you want to do the voices that I'm doing, obviously is up to you, depending on what you're reading, of course. But reading out loud, quietly to yourself, whatever, it helps. It does help to process what you're reading. So here we go, we've got our demons, they're running away, and yeah, I think this is the last page. I don't think different voices will make me fluent faster. I don't think different voices, I think just, even if you just reading out loud, just get used to practicing, because it's a form of speaking, so it'll get you practicing speaking fluency. And also, as you can see when I'm reading, there's certain ways to pronounce sentences. So, for example, こんなにすると、刀を出して、or 刀を出て, there's certain inflections that you can practice when you're reading. And when you're listening to people speaking something in Japanese, and you're reading what it's saying at the same time, you can sort of see where and when there's certain inflections coming, and it can help you read in a more native way, you know. So that's why I'd recommend it anyway. Okay, so the final page. So, 桃太郎と犬、猿、キジは鬼が返したものを持って村へ帰りました。村の人たちはとっても喜びました。おじいさんとおばあさんもとっても喜びました。そして桃太郎と いつまでも楽しく暮らしてしました。暮らしました。いつまでも楽しく暮らしました。はい。Okay. Why isn't tot used before all the animals? It's an interesting question. You can use tot. I think just in this instance, it's just listing out the animals. And maybe if I was going to say Momotarou to, Inu to, Saru to, Kiji wa. I mean, you can use tot. I think it might be just for literary devices of some reason why they've decided not to use tot here. But you can use tot. You can use tot if you wanted to, basically. Let's see. Say, 取ったもの, which was the things that were taken. 取った, toru, mean to take, has now become 返したもの, which means the things that the onis returned. So yeah, so we've got again the motte, which is suggesting in a corresponding order. They carried the things, or they had the things that were stolen, and they headed back to the village. And I'm sure most of you who've seen that air particle know what it means. It just means going in that direction rather than ni, which means going towards that direction. I don't think either of them would really make a difference, but it sounds more of an adventure sort of thing. We're heading back towards the village sort of feeling. Yeah. So it's a bit more, I suppose it gives a feeling of a bit more drama in this case, which is why you see it quite a lot used in this particular story. Yeah, so it's ended quite nicely. Has anyone got any questions then? And thank you for listening to me trying to read the story, because yeah, I actually just first time sort of trying to try the voices out, so that was fun. It's quite enjoyable. But any questions? And if you want to, you can probably speak now. Yeah. I mean, you can give more emphasis to the direction they're going as well. It shows that they're heading towards away from the danger and away back to the hometown. Yeah, it's got that sort of feeling. And they want to respect volume, size, or word count. Potentially, although this is such a told story that's so often told, it might be that a different version of the story uses tot. Different versions of the story include different sort of details, because obviously that's what happens when you have folklore. It's the same bones. The skeleton is the same, but there's the same core. Yeah, same core of the story, the same essence, the same feeling, the same direction, but there's just different details that might be added. Maybe different descriptions added, maybe different details, but everyone knows the general story of how Momotarou goes in Japan. So depending on what audience, which is most likely children, or what you want to do to it, you can make it different. So yeah, that's Momotarou. This version, funny enough, includes a story, a music, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh. You can probably sort of work out what is going on, maybe. Oh, sorry. This story has a music at the end. It has some music. It's like, oh, wait. It's just Momotarou-san, Okoshi ni tsukete kibidango, or something like that. It's basically the animal saying Okoshi ni tsuketa, which is Okoshi, which is the waist. So by the waist side, tsuketa comes from skeru, which means to wear or to be attached to yourself, or in this case. So this whole thing here is just a whole noun. This is the main noun, kibidango, and here before it is describing what the kibidango specifically is. So when you see a noun and you've got a verb, whether in the dictionary form or in the past tense, and then you've got the noun after it, it basically means the verb is describing the noun directly. So this is saying the kibidango attached to your waist, or in a bag or something next to your waist or whatever. Hitotsu, watashi ni kudasai na. Again, just add kibidango to me. A nice little song. Yeah. So that's the story. And yeah, I hope that helped. And actually, what I want to show you now is there is a link that I found, even just today, that I think is going to be really useful for some of you. I think particularly Marks. I know you were looking for children's stories, and I found the perfect website. And I don't know if you've seen it, and it's something I want to share. So let me just change my screen back to the PowerPoint and show you. Okay, so what we got, just some research in general. So we've got a link that goes, yeah, well, I found, that's cool, because I found a Japanese children's website, which I'm going to show. I'm going to show it. So this website, first of all, is talking about the history of Momotarou, the legend, and as I explained earlier, the legendary story that gave rise to the children's story of Momotarou, because Momotarou was based on another story, and this gives you more information about even the specific locations of where certain things take place, meaning behind the peaches and things like that. Again, here is a short history, and you've got some shops where you can actually buy kibidango. If I just go onto a full screen, change from application to screen sharing full on. So, oh wait, that's the wrong screen. So can open the links up. Okay. Oh, whoa. I think you should be able to see the links. So obviously this is completely in Japanese, but the good thing is, now you know how the story goes. Although it doesn't really help, because some of the kanji in here and stuff is ridiculous. But I would just say you can Google Translate it if you want to read a bit more about the details. Google Translate works pretty well with translating some of what's going on. So if you're interested in reading a bit more about the Momotarou story, you can find it here. Obviously on this page they are showing stuff about kibidango. Lots of different varieties of kibidango. As you can see here, you can get different ones from here, which is pretty cool. Will they send it to Brazil? You know something, I was thinking about the same, will they send it to the UK, and I don't know. It would be cool. Obviously, if it's something that would say, oh, you can't go shopping? Okay, apparently we can't. Okay. I don't know. I think this, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure if this is a restaurant or something. I don't think it is. Oh, look here. There we go. International shopping. So you can. I think there's yeah, no. Let's have a look, because you can have a because I suppose shipping from different countries can be difficult. I know with Amazon in Japan you have to ship with a mediator in the middle, such as White Rabbit Express, where you can get things from Japan Amazon, but you need a shipping company to help you process the shipping, which can be a bit of money, but it does work. This suggests that you could probably do international, although I don't know much about what's going on. You can use Mike, yeah. You can use Mike now. Sorry, yeah, you can use Mike. That's easier.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you, I'll share the link anyway, and when you have some time or whenever, you can have a look and see if they can do international shipping. It would be really cool if they did. If you said if someone would take a flight to give you 24-hour flight to give you Kibidango, well, who knows? I think if you can ship other foods from different locations around the world, I'm sure Kibidango wouldn't be much different. I guess with this, because Rakuten is a famous company, that obviously you've got your TV shows and dramas. You got Viki, which is TV shows and dramas website. So what Rakuten is very well known internationally. So it might be the case that Rakuten can do international shipping, no problem. But if you're going to look at some of the other links that I also shared on here, it seems to be a lot, well, it feels to me a lot more local than that Rakuten store. I'll just load it now. Okay, this is the one where I got the little video on Momotarou here. And I think if you... Okay, here you go. So... you can find out here some of the products, I presume. Yeah, it's going to take a while to load, isn't it? We'll let it load and come back to it. You got this shop here. So I think you should be able to actually get different Japanese foods from Japan. If you've got a Japan place near you, then maybe they do Kibidango in your own country. I know Brazil has a very big Japanese community, but I don't know what it has there. But yeah, you could...
Yeah, just in São Paulo.
Okay.
But I don't live there.
Okay. I mean, considering the size of Brazil, it's not exactly easy to go from one place to the other.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, you might as well just go to a different country.
There are like 5 UKs in Brazil.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's really big compared to here. But yeah, okay. Thanks for coming. I'll see you later, Shin-chan. I'll see you later.
Yeah, see it.
What's his name? Okay, so yeah, so I think this is the other page as well. Kibidango again. Cute little boxes that you can get them in. I've not really explored these pages. I just saw them as I was doing some research into what Kibidango was about. So I'm not entirely sure how things work.
Otsu Kibidango?
Wait.
What's that?
Sports.
Or
Why is it sports?
yeah.
Carton ni ireru. Okay. is this? Okay. So please choose. Is this for different? Oh, what it's for? I suppose celebration, maybe. Okay. And this is, I think you choose how you want it wrapped. So this is with a white thread, or white sort of. I think it's the way it's packaged. So it's a white, I think white thread tied with a white thread, or this is a black. This is yellow. It's got this red. Actually, it's sort of a white red, like a crimson.
Yeah.
Crimson thread. I think. 名前を表書きをそのうち。Okay. If I just put it in my cart and just see what happens. Let me have a look at my cart. The thing is, if it limits you to just prefectures, then you probably can't take it to somewhere else. Say if it comes to addressing, it's like put your prefecture in, then you can't take that out the country. Which is what happens when I found Amazon and I tried to check on Amazon straight from the website. It's just it asks for your prefecture, and obviously that's not possible. I want to continue with my order. Okay, so it looks like you have to log in and stuff. So I mean, you can try that another time. I presume you just do it, and yeah, you'll find out when you get to the order page whether you can order it in order it outside of Japan. But I think the Rakuten page, just because of Rakuten as a company, it's especially since it's got the international thing, you should be able to order things internationally. Here is something I actually found interesting. There's a tourist website dedicated to finding out different locations, real life locations around Okayama, related to the Ura clan and the Momotarou story. You got the
That's interesting.
Yeah. Look at these peaches. They're white, like super white peaches. They look really nice, actually. So you can get. Yeah. So you can, I suppose, you can find out what's walk the model course. Maybe there's an online thing. I haven't checked this website. I just found it and thought, oh, this is gonna be cool. But yeah. It looks like as well, if you go, you can do small workshops and find out different things about Japanese heritage. So that's something that you can check out as well. And finally, here, I finally found a page for children's stories, which I thought was just really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So the great thing about this is, and I'm going to switch, because we've got audio here, I'm going to switch to the other screen. But the great thing about this is actually you can read the story and you have the audio reader to listen to as you're reading, which I think is really cool. And I found...
Kaguya-sama as well?
Huh?
Kaguya-sama no Monogatari. Has it got it as well?
It's a good question. We can have a look. It's got different categories here, so it's worth having a look. We'll see if we can find the search bar though, because that'll be easier. But
this is the next one I'm looking for.
I mean, this is just great. You got a proper.
桃太郎。昔々あるところにおじいさんとおばあさんが住んでいました。
Yeah, so you can hear nice.
Oh, that's really useful.
Really clear, all the words. I did have a quick listen to this, and there's certain parts, but although not really big, but I think here, for example, this Yorokobi wasn't read as Yorokobi. It's probably Ureshi or something. But generally, I think about probably 95% of what is here is in the audio, so it's really good. But you can just have a look here. We've got children's stories, we have Japanese folk tales, interesting stories about interesting people, or animals, folklore stories. I guess this is world folklore stories, so other folklore stories around the world maybe. I'm not entirely sure what that is. But when you click it, Kaguya-sama. Here we go.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Well, there we go. I think this is let's see, Kaguya-jo. It's very short. I think this one, but yeah, it's talking about her going up into the sky, I think. Yeah, so it's got Kaguya-sama, a short version of Kaguya-sama. So yeah, it's got different stories, all with the audio as well. So if you want to check more children's stories out, obviously you can go here and find some new stuff. And also it looks like you can find some children's songs as well, and even some English songs. Okay, I guess there's English songs. I guess this is a page for maybe teaching or something. So goodness me. Okay. So yeah, so I'll just post a link actually just in the chat, so if you want to go
please.
and I just have a look and just browse, I'll send you the link with the Kaguya-sama, so you can just start from there. You can have a look and check out what else is there on the website. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I know you were looking for children's stories and stuff, and I saw the people looking for children's stories, and I was like, yeah, we should get try and see if we can find something. What did I type? I think, again, something I just mentioned on the PowerPoint is just a tip, because I was trying to search for Momotarou online, and sometimes it's sort of difficult when hold on. It's sort of difficult when you have you type something in Japanese with kanji and it just comes up with Chinese searches, and I find that so when you're typing, I mean, how I found this particular children's page, I typed in Momotarou with the kanji, and then I just added wa afterwards. You can see that's my previous search, I think. And then it just came up with, there's a children's book there, the children's page that I found. So if you type it just without the wa, it just defaults to Chinese, which I find really annoying. I mean, there's Japanese videos, but all the Google searches, these are in Japanese, fortunately, but a lot of the time when you have kanji, just kanji in the search bar, the first thing you're going to get, or a lot of the time you'll get a lot of Chinese searches. So that's just something to look out for. But yeah, so if you're trying to search for something in Japanese, maybe just add a wa or something afterwards, or just try typing a hiragana and see if it just filters out the Chinese stuff straight away, basically. Okay, so last thing, I found this stupid alternative version of Momotarou. So it's based on the Kibidango, and actually, I guess it's a song. I guess the boy, instead of being the boy, it's the Kibidango that's the hero, but he's sort of not a strong superhero. He's a lazy, fat slob sort of hero. But yeah, I'll show you rather than tell you.
小さならば甘えの ローカートばあちゃんリバーでウォッシュは僕お家にこもってゲーム PC エンジンバイハドソン毎日遊べる夏休みイージーモードのエブリデイ高橋名人バンギリングベイ天外魔境2ファミコン1日1時間でも PC エンジン3時間メガドライブネオジオゲームボーイアドバンス勉強宿題そっちのけじいちゃんばあちゃんもうカンカン団子を投げつけ言いました毎日ゴロゴロしてるような顔鬼ヶ島にでも行きなさい祖父母の怒りを買い家を追い出された太郎少年渡されたのは岡山県名物きびだんごただそれだけぬるい人生を歩んできた彼に鬼は退治できるのか太郎少年の運命やいかにはいキビタンキビタン鬼退治鬼退治キビタンキビタン鬼退治鬼退治キビタン魂の16連射きびだんごしっとりもちもちきびだんごあなたも一ついかがです誰でもいいから受け取って一緒に行こうよ鬼ヶ島あなたの助けが必要です通行マイクに叫んでみても誰も来てくれない仲間になったのペットだけ犬と猿とキジ昔は一緒に遊んだ友達どっかに行きました金太はタフガイかぐやは釣れない浦島ナイスガイどいつもこいつもリア充ばっかり正直いけすかない団子をもらって命を投げ出す物好きなんていないペットと一緒に鬼退治とか絶対正気じゃない犬と猿は仲違いキジは戦力外何でもするから鬼ヶ島だけは勘弁してくださいはいキビタンキビタン鬼退治鬼退治キビタンキビタン鬼退治鬼退治じいちゃんマウンテン脂肪かばあちゃんリバーでウォッシュ僕お家にこもってゲーム PC エンジンバイハドソン毎日遊べる夏休みイージーモードのエブリデイだったなのにどうしてこんな仕打ちを受けなきゃならんのです団子をもらって命を投げ出す物好きなんていないペットと一緒に鬼退治とか絶対正気じゃない犬と猿は仲違いキジは戦力外何でもするから鬼ヶ島だけは勘弁してください
Okay, yeah, so there you go. I actually just realized how at the end of the story that actually the main character is Momotarou. It just looks like a Tango, but